And hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Pokémonsters Mini. In this video, we will be covering a prehistoric animal that proved to be a crucial piece in the evolutionary puzzle, Pederpes. No, that's actually how it's pronounced. The fossil of Pederpes was found in 1971 in central Scotland at the Balligan Formation. The specimen was a nearly complete articulated skeleton, only the tail, some of the skull, and limbs are missing. At first, it was classified as a lobe-finned fish, but was later reclassified as a tetrapod in 2002 by paleontologist Jennifer Clack. For those who haven't skipped the opening to this video, might wonder what I meant by this animal being important in our understanding of evolution. Well, Pederpes comes from the period known as the Romer's Gap, of how vertebrates transitioned from an aquatic lifestyle to a terrestrial one in the late Devonian, 365 to 335 million years ago. The term was named after vertebrate paleontologist Alfred Sherwood Romer, who first recognized this gap. Pederpes provides this rare information at a time when tetrapods were rare. Looking at its feet, Pederpes were outward and faced forward. Compared to earlier tetrapods, who had their feet facing sideways, Pederpes was well adapted to the land. Pederpes also has less toes, that being 5, although there could have been a 6th one. We only know about their toes from their forefeet, as we don't have access to their hind limbs. Pederpes is currently the earliest known fully terrestrial animal, if you don't count some arthropods, although their ear structure shows its hearing was better underwater than on land, suggesting they would have still spent a lot of their time underwater, possibly even hunted prey as an ambush predator. With its narrow skull, Pederpes possibly breathed by inhaling with a muscular action like modern tetrapods, rather than pumping air into the lungs with a throat pouch like modern amphibians. It is commonly stated that Pederpes resembles another tetrapod that's found later after the Romer's Gap, the American Watcheria. At the time of recording this video, Pederpes is placed within the family Watcheridae. There's not really a lot to say about this animal, I just chose it because it's got a fun name. Pederpes. It's a fun name. It's Pederpes. Or Pederpes. It's a fun name. I thought it would be something more formal like Pederpes or Pederpes. I don't know. I just didn't think it would sound so funny. Yeah, the pronunciation I've got from prehistoric wildlife, and yeah, that's what I've been using. Yeah, I found it interesting. I didn't know about the Romer's Gap until making this video. And there's this one animal that a lot of people, like, I see a lot of memes about this. Telecalic, I think it's called. You see the image here. It's the animal that is supposed to be the very first lobe-finned fish, something to come on land, but, you could blame it on any of our ancestors, really. Sorry, I've been rambling on enough. I bet 90% of people have already skipped this part. So, let's see what this derpy but revolutionarily terrestrial reptile or amphibian or tetrapod, whatever it is, would look like as a Pokemon. Is it an amphibian or a reptile? I think it's an amphibian. Or is it no, I think it's like a... On land, it can powerfully lift large boulders by planting its 4 feet and heaving. It sleeps by burying itself in soil at the water's edge. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to save it. I have to save it. This is Mudkip, the mudfish Pokemon. Wait, you can lift boulders?
Yeah. Why?
You could have yeeted me anytime with that power.
Oh yeah. I suppose I just thought you were too fat. Well, now is a good start.
For stats, Mudkip is average to 50, with the exception of its 70 attack and 40 speed, suggesting it might become a heavy-hitting tank when it fully evolves. For abilities, we have Torrent, which is handy with its bulk. For its hidden ability, we have Damp, handy when you suddenly find a wild shiny Geodude.
Are you done with the pathetic self-position? I'm just gonna stay still.
Now, if you look at Mudkip's hold on a sec. That's better. Now, let's open up Mudkip's evolution.
Wait, you're gonna evolve me? How did you find out how to do that?
Alright, so, alright. Although they are able to pulverize a boulder with a slap of their arms, they rarely use this strength. They are often considered as Derpy. This is Mudderp. I'm not sure if its head is big enough, but I wanted to make sure it's still proportionally more mature than Mudkip. I looked at the mudfish for this design and I thought it was fitting considering, you know, that Mudkip is a mudfish. A Mudskipper is a type of fish. You get me? For stats, Mudderp doesn't increase in HP or attack, but does increase with its defenses, special attack, and speed. For its abilities, they remain the same. Now, let's boogie on to the next evolutionary stage. This Pokemon was originally thought to be a rare Pokemon from a faraway region. However, it turned out to be a similar looking Pokemon from Yoneuve, specifically Driftveil City. They like to dance for some reason. Okay, I named this Pokemon Dunfer, but I don't think the name fits with this design. If anyone has any suggestions, then please let me know. Anyhow, if you haven't caught on yet, this is based on Cat Van de Poel's dancing Toothless meme, which in turn is inspired by the older dancing gecko meme. I went with this pose for the obvious reference, but also because I found it very lively and striking. It's a very strong silhouette. So yeah, what do you think of this being a separate evolution of Mudkip? I mean, I'm still a Swampert fan, but I hope Dunfer has some fans of its own. For stats, Dunfer is a born dancer with its 115 speed, but can dish out some damage with 100 special attack and a decent 90 physical attack. For its abilities, the Torrent remains the same. As for its ability, we have stolen Oikoro's Dancer, which would make this Pokemon interesting to use. Now, Dunfer will be able to outspeed many Pokemon, including Charizard and Swampert. However, it does lack power behind its attacks compared to other Pokemon with a similar stat total, but this is compensated with some moves that I'll talk about later on. But yes, Viperia will instantly get knocked out thanks to the Rock type's quad weakness to Dunfer's stab water moves, and said moves likely being special. Alright, little game for you guys. I'm going to give you a couple of Terra types that I suggest to use with Dunfer. From those Terra types, can you guess what moves Dunfer can learn? For Terra types, I suggest Fire for a bit of offense, a bit of hint there, and Steel, which won't be quite as offensive, but will be beneficial defensively. Alright, so I'll just give you a moment just to comment down, okay? I hope you pause the video, because I don't want to, like, dilly-dally too long. Because you see that mega icon there? Let's see what Dunfer would look like in Pokemon Legends CA. Okay, let's face it, who's gonna expect this in Pokemon Legends CA? When Dunfer Mega evolves, it dances more erratically. It has illuminating patterns on its wings and tail to intimidate foes much larger than themselves. Okay, I'll give you a moment to guess what this is a reference to. Okay, this is a reference from How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World, where basically Toothless does one of these like dances to impress a Light Fury, much like some of those exotic birds you see on wildlife documentaries. I thought it was funny, but also it strengthens the concept further. Oh, and the glowing patterns are based on Toothless's alpha form from How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'll admit, I always thought it was similar to Mega Evolution, and I'm glad to bring that idea to fruition. Even if it is for April Fool's video. For stats, Dunfer gains greater offense and speed upon Mega Evolving. For its ability, we have adaptability for extra power. I mean, Dancer could have been good as well, but I just thought adaptability would make Dunfer a bit ridiculous. Alright, let me know what you got right. For moves, we have a variety of types, and yes, Dunfer can learn most dancing moves. Speaking of which, we have a new dancing move called Aqua Dance, which is the special version of Dragon Dance. And speaking of which, here are the moves that would support more of a physical set. Not quite as diverse type-wise, but does come with good physical moves, including Triple Axel and a totally not stolen from another water starter move, Aqua Step. With Mega Dunfer, it is one with crazy stats, but is vulnerable to bulky sweepers like its cousin Mega Swampert, or fast Pokemon like Mega Alakazam and Mega Aerodactyl. Actually, unless I'm mistaken, this would be the third fastest Mega Pokemon if it were to be canon. Although it would be tied with Mega Sceptile, who I thought was the only Dragon Grass type, but then I forgot about Appleton. Yeah, that's actually referring to another April Fool's video, which I'll put in the eye icon here if I remember to add it or even bother. But please check it out. And if it sucks, please let me know why it sucks. Anyway, overall, Mega Dunfer is crazy fast and strong. Just look at those eyes. Even if it's taller than most buildings, Dunfer still wants to boogie, but it boogies aggressively to assert its dominance. Okay, this one is interesting as I used How to Train Your Dragon's Red Death as a base, but applied elements from regular Dunfer and gave it a long beard because Scotland forever! Actually, I believe I'm part Viking, so this is somewhat personal. For stats, as you expect, only Dunfer's HP is doubled. As well as this, its abilities remain the same. For its G-Max move, we have G-Max Leviathan Dance. Now I must note, while it is a Dragon type move, it can be a Water type move as well. But no, that doesn't mean it's going to be a Dragon and Water move, it'll just be one or the other. Depends on what you select. As you can see, it's a mixture of Dragon and Aqua Dance, but better. Furthermore, if the move selected was Dragon Dance, the stat changes are doubled. If the move was Aqua Dance, this Pokemon basically changes its ability to a mixture of Hydration and Rain Dish. For the latter effect, I can already see Dunfer using Max Geyser for this move to benefit from the rain immediately. Or even better, have rain set up before Gigantamaxing Dunfer. Drizzle Pelipper, anyone? Now, against other Gigantamaxed Pokemon, Dunfer has the advantage over Cinderace thanks to its quad resistance to the otherwise powerful and consistent 160 base power move. However, this can't be said with Charizard's Wildfire, as that knocks off 1/6 of the attacked Pokemon's HP, regardless of their resistances. Water Pokemon have it worse, unless you're the uncanny Inteleon, because if Dunfer manages to pull off its Titanic Watery Dance, their G-Max moves won't have any effect. I mean, Inteleon won't be able to hit for much damage anyway, so... However, Gigantamax Dunfer isn't invincible, especially against a Giant Cake, a Tower, and Waifu Bait. Alcreme is immune to Dunfer's Dragon attacks, but also restores 1/6 of its health when it uses its G-Max Finale. Duraludon will not only do super effective damage with G-Max depletion, but will also, as the name suggests, depletes the target's last used move by 2 PP. Hatterene doesn't show any mercy, with its G-Max Smite guaranteeing confusion. Overall, Gigantamax Dunfer is certainly a powerhouse, but anything with bulk or speed will be able to get the dancing kaiju off the floor. Here are their shinies, obviously a reference to the Light Fury from How to Train Your Dragon, the Hidden World. Now you must be wondering what in distortion this video even is. For a while I wanted to make an April Fool's video, which is basically Mudkip. However, this glorious meme has come down upon us, and I wanted to join in on the action, even if I'm late. Oh, and Cass, why did you have to add this video to a compilation instead of uploading it on its own? Like, I get, like, in the future, like, after the original upload, but why did you have to debut it in a compilation, if you get what I mean? It's very confusing. And that's it for this...
What I miss?
Where did you come from?
Oh yeah. I knew this video was coming from the whole region away, so I hired a guy to take my place.
Who's that? Fine, keep your secrets.
Oh, and one more thing.
What's that? It has the power to crush large boulders into pieces. To rest, it buries itself in mud at the bottom of a river. What does that have to do with any...
Looks like I'm going to wrap up this video. And don't worry, he'll be fine. He's been through worse. Okay, I'll do the typical outro stuff. Firstly, if you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon, one of the perks you're seeing right now. It'd mean the world to us if you check it out, even if you just want to give feedback. If you enjoyed the video, please like this video. And if you want to see more from us, consider subscribing and clicking that bronze on. And last of all, what extinct plant, animal, or fungi would you like to see in the Pokémon creation series? Yeah, I know how to keep it brief. Thanks for watching.
In the past,
Oh,
present, or even future. I will see you there. Bye!